VFL. Josh Dobbs joins us on the Stanley Fencing Gates hotline. Josh, we appreciate you taking time to join us today. How are you?
I'm great. How are y'all doing this afternoon?
Hey, we're good. And this is something you've been doing for a few years now, trying to help kids, help underprivileged kids, help continue to grow the game, and doing so in Knoxville as well. Since you've played at Tennessee and everything you did for the Vols, what is the connection to Knoxville and people that you still have relationships with here? What's that meant to you since your time at UT?
Man, it's been awesome. Like, as you said, we're going on our 6th year of the camp, and I think it starts there, right? Like, the youth in the area, just being able to pour into them, teach them the game I love and my interest has been really good. I got a ton of support from Knoxville, not only during my time on campus, but also since graduating, being drafted. So to be able to come back consecutive years, consistently pour into the community, have a great support from the community, get the kids out there, teach them football, teach them ball, teach them about life. I really enjoy it. I know the kids really get a great kick out of it, and so I'm really looking forward to a great camp again this year.
Dobbs, when you were playing at Tennessee, did you think about doing something like this after your playing days at Tennessee?
Yeah, I think it's really cool, like how the torch just continues to get passed. So when I was playing, Eric Berry had his camp. I believe it was like Friday night around this time. And so as players, we would go out. I was at the Emerald Youth Fields, very similar to mine, right off campus, though, over in the fort. And we would go back. We would just hang out with the kids, hang out with the Berry family, be able to teach them the game, run a couple stations. So something that I saw the older VFLs doing. Obviously, they have the Legends camps where they do them across the state. So now to be able to have my own camp, have it be successful over the last several years, and to be able to go from the guy that saw the older guys doing those camps to now hosting my own camps, I really enjoyed it. And it's been really cool to be able to have the platform opportunity to do that. So it's really cool to see the old guys pass down their impact on the community to the younger guys, obviously seeing our campus. And so now for me to be in the other on the other stage of life in my career, to be able to do that, I really enjoy it.
6th annual Joshua Dobbs Youth Football Camp. It's going to be led by D1 Knoxville Sports Training and Therapy coming up on Saturday. And I guess earlier in this show, Swain, we were talking about, Josh, when you arrived at Tennessee as a freshman and you ended up needing to play as a true freshman, injuries occurred and you had to be ready. What do you remember about arriving at Tennessee, preparing kind of down the depth chart as a freshman, but then ultimately being needed on the field? What do you remember about arriving and then preparing for ultimately getting that opportunity?
Yeah, it's a crazy experience. Obviously, when you go to college, and speeding up now, but when you go from playing every down in high school, you to a freshman now being the bottom of the totem pole, having to learn a new offense, new scheme, and also not being at the top of the depth chart is a learning experience. So going through that whole process and then expecting to redshirt and thinking, okay, I got a year to learn the offense, learn the system, just learn what it's like to be a college student athlete, to then 6 games in being thrust into action. It was a great experience to learn about always preparing, always being ready for your opportunity, because you literally never know when it might come. Like I remember Coach Jones looking at me halfway through the Alabama game my freshman year saying, hey, you're in. It's like 35-0, but it's like they still expect you to go out and play. And so as a freshman, I remember at that point just saying, hey, shoot, 35-0 can't get worse. Let's just go out, have fun, enjoy the opportunity, but go out and make the most of it. And so to be able to have that experience, be able to grow from it, learn from it, and obviously have a successful career after that, it was a great experience for me to go through. And a lot of stuff I've learned going through that experience are learning points that I still fall back on to this day in the NFL. Just preparing as if this you're the starter. You never know what might happen, so you always have to be prepared for that opportunity, because once you get one, if you take advantage of it, you'll get another one. But sometimes if you only get one opportunity and you're not ready, you might never see the field again. So just always staying ready, preparing, and just being ready to pounce on any opportunity thrown your way.
Absolutely. The quarterback position at Tennessee, man, it's a fraternity. And I remember when you were here and we would see Peyton Manning come back and throw with you guys during the summer. Now you're doing the same thing, coming back and throwing with Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton. What type of advice, what did you learn from Peyton that you have been able to pass on to Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker when you came back the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think just learning the process, right? Like just the process of preparing throughout the year, different stages of the year, like what you're doing, what you're studying. I remember Peyton came back the year after he retired. he sat us down and we went through literally like a 3-hour sermon dissertation from Peyton, just talking about preparing as a quarterback, not only obviously for games, but also to be the best leader you can be, the best person you can be, best teammate you can be, and what you're doing throughout the year to improve and get ready for the season. So to be able to tap into that, pour into them, go back, just hang out, right, just be around. It's really cool, man. Like I spent some time in Knoxville, so obviously having a home up there. And it was really cool seeing their work ethic. I remember I texted Joe. I was like, I'll be in town Friday, down to get a workout in if y'all want to. He's like, cool, I'll get it set up. And so then showing up Friday, 9 p.m., and he has every receiver out there. They're in the warm-up lines. They're ready to go get some work in. It's really cool seeing that culture from the guys there, the current guys on campus at Tennessee. It was cool hanging out with them, throwing with them. But as I said, it's really, as you said, Jason, it's all about like that fraternity, continuing to build that fraternity. And so to be able to be a part of it, man, I know it means a lot to me and it means a lot to them.
Speaking of Joe, you've been thrown in the complex with these guys. There's been talks about Joe throwing the ball 80, 90 yards. Have you seen this? And the second part of the question is, you've seen a lot of NFL quarterbacks, right? I mean, you've been in the league a long time. You know who throws it and who doesn't, who maybe is more accurate. Compare Joe's arm to current NFL quarterbacks, and also the first part of that question is, have you seen Joe throw it 70, 80, 90 yards in the complex?
I have not personally witnessed a 70 or 80-yard throw, but I saw Coach Heupel 2 days before we threw, and he told me not to let Joe throw the ball that far. So I think that was probably the reason I didn't see something thrown that far. But I will say, man, as we all know, we've seen it, right? He's a very live arm. He has an NFL arm, so it's great to see the improvements he's made over the offseason, watch him in the spring. Hanging out with him, man. I know he's prepared for a big season. We did have a goalpost competition. He got to go first, and he hit it on the first throw. So I don't know what that means, but he definitely is putting some work in. So I'm excited to see what the year holds for him.
We're talking to VFL former Tennessee quarterback Josh Dobbs, now with the Cleveland Browns. We'll tell you more about his camp coming up in just a few days. Earlier in the show, Josh, we were talking about the most unexpected places that Tennessee fans have heard or requested and then been granted Rocky Top. So like being overseas and asking a band at a place in Amsterdam to play Rocky Top, and they granted it. Have you had, or what's your most unexpected place you've either heard Rocky Top or ran into a Tennessee fan that said hello? Because Tennessee fans and Tennessee itself travels all over.
Man, I was in two crazy places. I was in Quebec City, Canada, doing an internship back when I was in school. And I get out of the car with my fam. We're walking around just doing tourist stuff on the weekend. First person I meet is from Knoxville, goes to go Vols. I'm like, what are the odds? Second place, we're on a cruise, Barcelona. We got the DJ to play Rocky Top. And the first 5 people I meet on the boat from Knoxville, Tennessee. In Barcelona, Spain, on the same exact cruise. Like, what are the odds of that? So, like, as you said, like, Rocky Top is international, literally. So it's been cool, seeing it while you're in school. But I think, once you graduate, you're able to see the world, go out there, and still find those same people that bleed orange, that love the University of Tennessee across the world. It really goes to show the power of the T.
How much love did you feel your short time with the Tennessee Titans? Did you feel a difference with the support you were getting from the fans of an NFL team, just because you're right here in Tennessee and you have a lot of Tennessee fans who are also Titans fans?
Yeah, I mean, there was a ton of love, right? Like the first game was at home Thursday night, the only game on that week. So there was a ton of love that day. It was cool. Like you started seeing some of the A.J. Brown jerseys, 11. Scratched out the brown with the Dobbs on it and everything. That was really cool to see. That was a lot of love. And then I stayed in Nashville this offseason. And so just being around there, man, like, as we know, like, Tennessee runs the state. But just being able to just be in it, right, and receive that love was really cool. Just being around, being back in Tennessee. So Tennessee's always home to me, right? So just being able to be back, playing out then for the NFL team and being around, man, it's always great to get the love from the Vol faithful.
And you do have now a VFL there with the Browns, Cedric Tillman, drafted by Cleveland.
I do.
Yeah, what'd you think about the draft pick there? There's a big target for you there in the offense.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. Yeah, he's been doing really well. Obviously excited to get a familiar face up here, but then, he's been doing well. Like, we were just had our second official practice on the field, man. It's really cool to see him grasping the offense out on the field, making plays, using his length, and being the Cedric Tillman we saw while he was at school. So he's doing well, man. He's picking up quick. We're throwing a lot at him, obviously, but he's doing a really good job. So it's good. It's good to have him up here. I'm excited to see how he fits into this offense moving forward.
We've heard and seen how rookies have to carry the shoulder pads of the veterans. With that Tennessee connection, Dobbs, you going to be able to get Tillman off of that, man? Maybe he can,
man, no
just carry his
promises.
own?
He's still going to have to stockpile that receiver room with some snacks. They're going to take him out to dinner, get him for a little bit. Now I'm in the QB room, so I'll be honest. I got nothing. I got no say in that receiver room when it comes to rookie duty.
Man,
so he's still going to have to put in his time, man, like we all did. So he'll be all right.
Joshua Dobbs Youth Football Camp. It's coming up Saturday, so the website to check out information, get registered, joshuadobbsyouthcamps.com. joshuadobbsyouthcamps.com, 6th annual, so more than half a decade coming back and making a difference. What do you want people to know about it, the experience, everything that's gone into putting it together for this upcoming Saturday?
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. As you said, we're partnering with D1, so we're giving the kids a true combine experience. So they'll be able to come out, get their laser 40 times as if they're in the NFL combine, get their 5-10-5, get their vertical, get their broad jump. So they're able to see where they stand, and then we'll be providing them each with a Spark card that has all of their information, so they'll be able to track it over time. As well as we'll have a ton of VFL, such as myself, other guys I played with, and some current players out there coaching some of the stations and the kids. We're over at Emerald Youth in Lonsdale. And the most important thing is we want to obviously give the kids a couple of skills that they can take home, drills that they can practice to continue to work on their craft. But most importantly, we want to share our love for the game with them and make sure they have a fun experience. So, as you said, it's year 6. We've been having a blast. I'm excited for the day. I know a lot of the kids that are already signed up are excited for the day. So you can head over to joshdobbsyouthcamps.com to sign up if you haven't registered. We'll be at Emerald Youth from 9 to 1 on Saturday. I look forward to seeing everyone there.
So the website again, joshuadobbsyouthcamps.com. Josh, we really appreciate you taking time to join us today. Thanks for everything you do. Safe travels back to Knoxville, and hope everything goes well this weekend.
Appreciate you all, man. Thank you guys, and go Vols always.